Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Oh, Lord. Please tell me I don't have the sound on this. Oh, I do. Okay, sorry about that. Technical issues as usual. Okay, so welcome to the commentary zone. As you come into the room, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and most importantly, tell a friend. Now we got the business of you and the tube done. Today we talking about 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Season 6, Episode 4, Damage Control. What'd you think about the episode, Jamal?
It wasn't bad. Just I think it's one. This is going to be one of those seasons where it's nothing really exciting going to happen until probably towards the end. I think they showed us all the good stuff, like the previews, but we're not getting the good stuff until the end.
Okay. Okay, well, fair enough. Okay, so we're gonna do this couple by couple. You pick which couple you want to target first.
Let's get Brandon and Joey out the way because nothing really
Okay.
happened.
All right. I'm gonna need her to stop complaining about being on the farm. It is what it
Mhm.
is. It's where you're at. It's a roof over your head. Just go out there and feed the chickens and deal with the horses and the pigs and call it a day. Because you really can't do anything until your paperwork is sorted.
Exactly. Like it is what it is at this point. Like there's no point in complaining. Your complaint's not going to change anything. So why do it?
Yeah, and I think that's why I kind of tuned them out. I know I shouldn't because I'm supposed to be talking about what happened with them, but like I go play games. But she did have a meeting with like a wedding planner who basically told her what Brandon said, but in a nicer way.
Yeah, more supportive way, more guiding
Yes.
way.
Yeah, and I think the event planner was very realistic in what the industry is about and the best ways in which to get yourself into it. I thought that was very kind of her. Um, but do I see Julia becoming a great wedding planner in the Richmond area?
No,
No.
I could see her doing like maybe like decorating or stuff like that. I could see her doing like setup until she gets more experience, but I can't see her as like a wedding planner anytime soon. That's a lot of work.
You know where I could see her, like, if she were in an area that had a high Russian um, immigrant population, like parts of Brooklyn in New
Hmm.
York, getting in because they would be accustomed to her tone,
Right.
right? And they're always like huge weddings, in that
Mm.
community. Get in, like, if she was in an area that had a large Russian population, I would be like, you go, girl. Because then the language barrier wouldn't be an issue. Actually, it would help, if you can speak the mother tongue. And then her background with the K1 process might.
Yeah, she's like a consultant or something. Uh-oh. Did Debbie freeze? Oh well, I'll keep going. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'm like, did Debbie freeze? Okay, so yeah, I agree
Am I
with that. I
back?
mean,
I'm not
you're
sure.
back. You're back. You're
Good.
back. So yeah, I think if she could like find the Russian population of her area, if there is one,
Mhm.
she should just start there and then build the experience that way.
Oh my God, what a face that I froze at. Jeez. Yeah, so I, I wish her luck in her endeavors.
But she's got to be more positive though. She can't have the same sour attitude of being on the farm. Being on the farm is temporary. Whether you get like her and get a job and then move on without Brendan, or he steps up and helps you. Either way, you have to work and just be patient at this point.
But I don't understand how she expects to be living up in the people's house and not do anything. Either find something in the house that you can do or something outside of the house that you could do, but just don't expect to sit there and do nothing.
Exactly, I
That's
agree
all
with
I'm
that.
saying. Yeah. Who's next?
Who's left?
Do you want to do Tiffany and Ronald because they only have one segment?
Yes.
Okay,
He's
so like
terrible. Next.
Tiffany, no, she moved it. Like, I'm so proud of her that she moved into the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have all their furniture, but she's being wise and getting, the DIY, put it together yourself furniture. And she's utilizing child labor, Daniel, in order to do it. She's pacing herself. And I'm proud of her for doing this.
I mean, she just realized, like, look, I'm doing everything on my own, basically, and I can't keep doing things that don't propel me forward. So what she did is, okay, instead of going to South Africa, like, what's that really gonna do? Like, you're gonna go to South Africa, you're gonna like probably fight with Ronald, and you're gonna come back with less money. So at least here, you're like moving your life forward. You put a deposit on
Yeah.
your apartment, investing in your business. This is propelling you forward. Because Ronald, he's dead weight.
And suddenly he got a little part-time job. Surprise, surprise. Really?
Yeah, this is like weird. Like he's it was painting, right? 'Cause remember the last time we saw him, he was at his friend's place painting or something.
He went to the bike shop. I guess they wanted
That's
to have,
right.
he contributed all that money to get his bike
Bike.
fixed. So I guess he's cleaning up the oil or something.
And he
Um,
trying to get the employee discount too. That's what that is.
probably. But they probably want to extend it to part-time people. You gotta be full-time. Loophole.
Mm.
Hey everybody in the live chat. Hey Susan. Hey Paranormal Witch. Let's see who else is in here. I know I saw somebody else. Hey Pearl. Hey Black Lavender. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, so yeah, I just thought it was quite convenient that all of a sudden, they canceled the tickets, and she said, "You want to see us? Get the tickets." All of a sudden, he got a job. Why he couldn't get a job before?
But what's the part-time job gonna do for you?
At least make an effort.
But how can
I
you make
think
an
the
effort?
problem was that he didn't have a steady job. Like, he was doing odd jobs here and there. And I don't trust that the odd jobs were real.
Mm-hmm.
You
But he got the
see?
bike fixed. But he got the bike fixed, and he said he was
Mm-hmm.
barely making ends meet. So I'm just confused what a part-time job is gonna do with everything. And you're adding the tickets. I don't think the part-time job will even cover like one ticket. So I'm just saying
Oh,
like
it
how is
won't. I have a feeling that Tiffany is contributing to him barely making ends meet.
I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Mm-hmm. So she needs to, now that she has the apartment, I'm hoping that she will reduce his maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
have him take care of him over there, since you ain't bothering to take care of nobody over here.
Nobody.
And you do you, Tiffany, you know? Because remember, she was living at home with mom and grandma. So
Mm-hmm.
of course she had whatever money she had, if he needed, to pay the rent or whatever, she could send him. I don't know.
Right, because the exchange rate is much better for American money there.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense. But going the other way, that's why I don't. Yeah, that's just the confusing part to me.
The exchange rate is the exchange rate. We also have to take into account any government restrictions on
Mm-hmm.
sending money out, or exchanging money from rand to US dollars. We have to look at that. um I think that's a lot of excuses for him, because if you're a dad and you want to provide for your children, you'll find a way.
And my whole thing is this: why is she going over there to see him versus him traveling here? Because the reason why I say that is because his ticket should be cheaper to come here than hers to go there.
You mean 3 versus 1? Well,
Right.
2 tickets, because the baby could still sit on our lap, I guess.
Yeah,
I get you,
that
but can he get a visitor's visa though,
I mean, he
with
can
his
come here for a
record?
vacation. He can come here for a vacation, I would assume.
Not if he can't get the visa because of his record.
Mm, I
Because isn't
mean,
that how John couldn't come? John from
that's
England?
but he came over though. Like he came, like we saw John visiting. John. Oh, I'm thinking Tom. I
No.
was thinking about
No,
Tom.
not Tom, John. The one that had the
Yeah,
punch
that's
up
right.
in college, yeah, and actually has a conviction. So I'm still a little foggy on Ronald on whether he's been convicted or not because Tiffany's very confusing when she explains it. But
Yeah,
if
she
he
doesn't
has a
explain it.
conviction, that could be a problem.
True. This is why you don't
And
hook up with
even
felons.
though, but if we look back at John and his wife, they got married in England, and he still isn't over here.
Hmm.
So how does Tiffany think that Ronald's spousal visa is going to be done in a few months?
Right.
So, the math ain't mathing.
Mm-mm.
Okay, we're done with them. You want to do Natalie and Mike? Get like all the
Yeah,
boring people out of the way.
yeah. I mean, they can go too because this has dragged on too long. I personally now I think that they are both in it for the money.
Uh-huh.
He needed the money to pay off his debt to finally be debt free of the farm. She came over here to get her green card, which is fine, whatever. Like you're in it together. You treat each other poorly, so and that's that on that.
I the only thing that I thought was interesting in their segment was when he had the call with his mom and he asked if you're gonna get some tofurkey for her because she doesn't eat any poultry. And she goes, well, there's a stream down at the end of the hill. She could go get a water moccasin. Like, oh my God. And he's like, are you gonna
Oof.
be on your best behavior? And she's like, nope.
Mom does not. Well, the
Okay.
mom. I'm not surprised because mom tried to stop the wedding anyway, so we can't really expect any better of her.
Yeah. Good luck
She's
with
not
that
having it.
visit.
Yeah, she's not having it. She's not feeling it. My whole thing is, why would you even want to go visit? I mean, if I were Natalie, I wouldn't go.
That's true. But you know they have to so that they can have a storyline. So
Of course.
it is what it is. Okay, so hey Pearl, hey DSJ. Anyone else? Nope. Thanks for joining us today. All right, so we've got them out. Yara and Jovi.
Yes.
Okay.
They're, getting used to like, parenthood, and she's basically taking control of baby Mila.
Mm-hmm.
Jovi can't do anything right. It's just too funny. He's like, well, wait a minute. Like, I'm a parent too. Like, I can do some stuff. She's like, but you just don't do it right. And it's funny. She's doing to him what Gwen did to her.
I,
Same thing.
I quite honestly, I never thought I'd say this, but I kind of agree with Jovi because his time at home is so limited. I
Hmm.
feel, and because they're both new parents, I feel she should allow him to get to know his kid.
Exactly.
And
Like,
if he's holding the baby wrong, then correct him. Or better yet, see if y'all can find a parenting class and learn how to do all of that together in the few weeks y'all have left. Like, he's going to be away for 2 months and he's missing out on 2 months of the kid.
hmm
Stop freaking out every time he says something or does something with his child. That's all I have to say.
she
I
is.
just thought she's a little extra.
She was. She's.
And I can
But yeah,
understand that because she's a first time mom. I don't want to seem like I'm against her in any way, but just like she's a first time mom and she's feeling protective, he should have the right to bond with the baby too.
right. You shouldn't be holding her hostage like that. I'm just saying. I really feel like she was holding baby Mila hostage. Like, you could look at her, but you can't. You really shouldn't be touching her too much. That's just the vibe she
Ye-
gets.
Well, I what I picked up on was like everything was a critique with her. Jovi, why you do that to the baby? You're going to break her neck. You're going to kill her. What? He's holding the baby. Okay, you have to be cautious of their neck because the kid is only a few
Yes.
days old. Then tell him that. Position his hand properly, or better yet, give him the baby in the correct way in which you want. Like,
Right.
if you want the baby down in the arm, give him the baby that way. If you want the baby up on the shoulder, give the baby that way. You know what I mean? Like, work as a team as opposed to like fighting over the baby.
Yeah, but she's just not trying to let baby Milo go. That's all that is. She just wants to
I
have a
don't
reason to
know.
say, give me the baby back.
Okay. What is Black Lavender? The mom dad should be, oh my God. Should be ashamed of himself for trying to break up Mike. And that's his mom. Why you call her a mom dad? Oh my God. Jovi is a little rough with the baby. Yes,
Mhm.
but he needs to learn. He needs to learn. And the
Mhm.
only way to do that is if you allow him to interact with his baby. Like, I bet you he's the only child. He hasn't had the experience of having younger siblings in which he could practice on or anything like that. The only thing he know how to hold is a koozie with a beer can in it. Let's call a thing a thing. And you don't want him to be inept with his own child.
Right.
You know? Okay, so Paranormal Witch says, oops. But Mike didn't seem like he wanted Natalie anyways. He always treat her badly most of the time. True. Very true.
The thing is, they had issues before they came over here, so that's the reason I
Mm-hmm.
said they both in this for a check. Well, he's in it for a check. She gets the green card
Mm-hmm.
because
So,
he's trying to get out of debt.
uh-huh. Yep. He said that up front. I think it was $30,000 in debt, right?
I
If I
thought it started off
remember.
at six. I don't know why I thought it was 60 to begin with. I could be
I
wrong.
don't know. Well, if he said 30, it probably is 60. You know how these people go.
Mhm.
All right, so Pearl says best new mom freak out on a new dad was definitely Kalani freaking out on Asuelu. Yeah, when he took him out of took the baby out of the seat. Oof. But that was warranted. She was driving.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey Trey, just popped in to say, hey, I'm supposed to be training someone, but they don't value my time as much as I do. You go, girl. Know your value. They
I
just
mean,
showed up.
yeah,
Okay. Let's see. All right. So anything else with these two?
not for me.
Okay. And who do you want to say for last? Kalani, Asuelu, Angela, Michael, Elizabeth, and Andre.
We could save Elizabeth and Andre for last, actually.
Okay, let's do Angela and Michael.
Yeah, because this
Yeah,
for me,
because it wasn't
like,
much.
it wasn't much. Like if you notice what they're doing, in my opinion, they're shoving all these couples in but not giving them much time. It's
Mm-hmm.
weird why they do it this way versus just taking the 2 hours and focusing on maybe three couples or four couples. Like give each couple do four couples, each couple a half an hour per episode. At least to give us something to hold on to. When you go back and forth between all the couples, it makes no sense.
Oh my God, Black Lavender is so messy. She a big
Yes, yes.
dude. Which, oh my God, I love you, Black Lavender. Okay, so we just saw her going into the surgical center. We saw her
Mm-hmm.
getting prepped, the two doctors talking to her. They did the stomach sleeve first. I didn't realize we were going to see the laparoscopic procedure.
Me
That
neither.
was a little team too much. But yeah, we saw that. Thank God we did not see the boob procedure. Oof. Well, we did. We saw them
Yeah,
measuring
take
out.
out right
Yeah, we saw
the
that
weightage.
part. And good old Dr. Michael congratulated himself for being such a prize for getting, almost the same quantity from each boob. She got, how much did she get removed in total? Like 1 pound from each breast?
1.5, I think.
1.5. And she only came down to a double D?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of boobage.
Yes, that's why she was having so many issues. I mean, it's just.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense to do that because it's for a health reason. I mean, you have to have a lot of weight to be on your back, so you got to get that up off you.
Yep. Yeah.
Especially if she had lost the weight and still had the size, she'd be in even more trouble. So I'm glad that they did it. Even though it's risky, I'm glad that they did it.
Well, not only back problems, but all of that poundage on your chest, that's
Mm-hmm.
like lung breathing issues too,
Mm-hmm.
And then if she loses the stomach, like her breasts are not going to have like their shelf
Right.
to lay on anymore. My God, she would look weird. But yay, she did that. They left us off though with them trying to wake her up. Thank God they didn't do the scene like if something like what happened with Larissa, remember how rough
Mm-hmm.
her waking up was? That was kind of traumatic. If that happened here, I hope they cut it out.
Right.
I don't want to see that anymore. That's not a drama for me. That's just plain old scary. I've seen a lot of those procedures on 600-Pound Life. Child, I'm so scared to watch that show. I watch Auntie's Advice reviews though; those are really good. But the show me watching, I'm too scared. I'm a chicken butt. Okay, so the storyline sucks. Michael's just worried about Angela keeping her boobs. Well,
Yeah.
I will say this: after she's gone through 3.5 hours of this surgery, Michael or nobody else can be pulling on my new boobicles at this point. Did you guys see Dr. Michael sizing up Angela's Michael? Of course he did. That was a cockfight right there.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cockfight. And I loved it. Oh my God. So yeah, so we'll see next week, hopefully, how that turns out,
Mm-hmm.
minus any traumatic footage. Hint, hint, TLC. Let's do Kalani and Asuelu. Why they had to show her breaking that bench at the furniture store?
You know she got paid for that.
I was going to
You break
say,
it.
that's what we're
You
doing.
break it.
You
You buy
break
it.
it, buy it. Yep.
And
Oh
my
my
thing is that,
God.
and besides that, you narked. She couldn't even run away at that point. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, what did you think about the conversation with her and Kalani? Like, Kalini, sorry. She admits that they don't sleep in the same room. He sleeps in the how he got a game room in this, like they have too many rooms in this house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it. But he only comes to her room when he wants sex. So they just roommates with benefits. And she says that there's no romance. Are we
Mm-mm.
surprised?
No, I mean, it's just their whole relationship is devoid of romance. If you think about it.
But this is what happens when you get involved with an emotionally immature individual.
Mm-hmm. Fair
Because
point.
he's basically her third child.
That's fair.
And the one that's like a little slow.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't pick up very well. And this is, I think, with them. I think with them, I just really don't care. It's because it's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing over and over again. It's like you keep trying to make something work that should not work. You should have left him as a fling and let it go.
Oh, wait, hold on. TSJ says, Asuelu is Kalani adult stepson she sometimes sleep with? Are you?
Pretty much.
Pearl wants to know where they're getting the money from for a 3-bedroom. Cameo.
Right.
He supports his family and some more with their Cameo money.
Yeah, it's just we're supposed to buy into the fact that they don't. He's an Uber driver, and she's a stay-at-home mom only. Okay. Paranormal witch asks, why doesn't he just go back to his homeland? If he just work on his marriage. It's that simple. She is not his mother. She's his wife. He's a man-child. Geez. Well, he should go back, but his mother is here.
Yeah, but he's not gonna because he's married.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not up for divorce. It's like you stay married whether you're happy or not. He's not
Right.
going nowhere.
Right. But she's gonna have to divorce him, which is why it's annoying. Is because she keeps waffling. I'm like, what are you waffling about? He adds nothing to your life. Zero.
That's why I think this is a lie, because I think he puts on a show for this show
Yep.
in order to get the paycheck. And Kalini better be careful because you might be speaking this into existence. In no way do I
Exactly.
think Asuelu is anything like your dad. No way.
Zero.
Okay, so what else happens with them? That conversation, see, this is why I think they're scripted. The conversation that she has with him when she goes home, regarding spicing up their sex life and role playing and toys and all of that. If you okay, I do not think sex can fix their issues.
Mm-mm.
Try working on the issues first,
Mm-hmm.
and then talk about dressing up like somebody else or bringing in a vibrator.
Exactly.
I thought you wanted to vomit or something because I was talking about
I
sex
was just
between
like,
these two. Yeah. These two they never address the issue, whereas they are a sucky couple.
yeah. That's why I don't pay attention because nothing ever moves forward. We're still talking about the same thing we talked about last season.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait. Can't even introduce a condom, but want to introduce sex toys. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Pearl, you are ever the optimist. I don't know why with these two, but okay. Okay, so sex won't fix everything. They need to go to therapy because they can't do it on their own like this.
Well, they
Yep.
did try going to therapy, but he wasn't into it. He didn't like it. He felt the therapist
So,
was taking her side.
but that didn't they find? Wasn't that the Samoan therapist?
Right. And he still was mad.
Child, divorce. Okay,
Exactly.
so let's move on to our last couple, Elizabeth and Andre. And Andre is so excited to go to his first day at work. He's like a little kindergartner packing his lunch pail.
He's also excited, and he's like, "We're gonna do this," and he's like, "I'm so happy that Chuck said, well, we did it." He's like, "I'm so happy like you say we are because like make me feel like a part of." He's like, "Well, it's a family business, so I always say
Duh.
we." And but Andre's like, before that, he's like, "So how do you like getting picked up?" He's like, Chuck's like, "I like it. I can get used to this." He's like, "We can talk about that in the pay." He's like, You having a good job is the payment." I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. So they get to the house, they get to the house, they're going over everything. And I'm gonna say this. I was team Andre in this part because they're going over everything, Chuck, Charlie, Andre. And, old Becky busts in. I'm like, okay. The way she approached him, I didn't like it because this is where the double standard comes in. A woman can yell at a man and it's acceptable, it's okay. But had he shot back at her with the same injury she gave him,
Mm-hmm.
it would be a problem. So on that part, I was team Andre. Chuck said like it was my mistake. I didn't tell her we were doing a walkthrough. My bad. She's mad because she found out through Libby. She's also because she thinks he's getting the listing. She's like, I have it in my contract that I represent all properties of my family, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, not to be rude, but if you were really successful, shouldn't you be having other deals to work on, other properties? I mean, is your dad your only client?
He is.
I'm just saying, because like you worry about this house that's not gonna be done for like months. You trip about this little house, and you make no sense. Because if you recall, even Charlie asked her, "What are you doing here?" So what does that say?
That he was drunk and didn't know where he was. I don't know.
No, but he looked at her like, "What are you doing here?" Like you weren't planning to be here. So if he's saying that to her, I'm like, how are you mad at Andre?
Here's the thing that I had a problem with that whole scene. Okay, this was the walkthrough to do the renovations. This was not the walkthrough for the
Correct.
listing.
Exactly.
So I thought this was scripted. I really did. Because there is no listing yet because it's still a trash box. You know what I mean? Like that's the walkthrough to see what repairs need to be made.
Right.
The
And then
demo.
right. And the funny part is when Charlie and Andre got into it. Like he's like, "You work for me." Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, "No, I don't work for you." There, that was funny. And then when Chuck tried to skip on out, Charlie's like, "No, no, 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 no. You caused this. You gonna stay here and fix this. This is your doing." And he's right because before they took Andre anywhere, they all should have had a meeting so Andre knew exactly where he stood. And then at that point, he can make a decision like where he wanted to stay or go because they're operating as typical day-to-day family business. Andre doesn't understand like you're kind of a nobody at this point. You do grunt work. You do have to learn how things go. And I get why Chuck and Charlie are 50-50 because Chuck's probably putting up the money to buy the property. Charlie's doing the project as a project manager. He's doing the renovation, so he's responsible for that. So that makes sense. And then Becky gets the listing to make the money off the sale. So that seems to be how the family's put together.
Yeah.
And Andre needs to understand, like, well, you're not part of the business. You're an employee, and you have to earn your way up, like just like everybody else did. And I agree with that.
But you know what? I kind of thought Andre was coming in as like a management trainee. Like you go in each department and you learn how that department operates by actually doing the work. And
Right.
then you move on to the
Agreed.
next department. So like, and then with his background and handyman thing where he puts together Princess Playhouses for Ellie, I thought it was appropriate to match him with Charlie because Charlie does the construction work. So is Chuck still going to jail? Like y'all so messy. No charges have been filed yet. I don't know.
Yeah, that's that thing.
Right, just complaints, but no official charges.
Right.
So maybe next season when they get that spinoff. But yeah,
the family pass.
yes, you know,
FBI.
behind bars, 90 Days style. I don't know.
Ooh, 90 days fiance behind bars. That would be amazing.
But no, I like, but even if you sit down and explain Andre what his role is, he has convenient hearing. He only hear what he want to hear.
Agreed.
Because Chuck has been telling him, you're going to learn from the ground up. You don't know how this operates. This is a family business, an established family business. We have to figure out, you have to learn how it's done, and then we have to figure out how we could fit you in. Because right now there is no role for him. So what? He's a realtor. What Becky said was true. If I have exclusivity to all the listings, if I were her, I would be pissed. because this is my little part-time gig where I don't have to put in any effort, and this is my shopping money where I can go and buy my clothes and all the bullshit that I need to look semi-decent. You ain't cutting into that, and I am going to speak up and speak up loudly. You know why? Because I can.
Keep on
So
playing.
she wasn't, and I don't blame her. But again, no matter how many times Chuck has told Andre what it is that he's doing with him, he still seems to think that he's in this partnership with Chuck alone and he doesn't
That's
have
the
to deal
problem.
with anybody
That's
else.
the problem. That's the problem. He thinks he's a partner. And I think at this point, Libby needs to step in like, look, you're not a partner. You're new. You have to learn and you have to apply yourself. I'm putting some of the blame on her for her not like sitting him down and explaining how the business works. She should have been done that. She should have done it first. Then they should have met with Chuck, so Chuck can explain to him what the deal was, and then you have the family business meeting to where like, okay, this is what we've discussed with Andre. This is how the roles are going to work. This is how he's going to fit into the company. But that never happened, which wouldn't have been good for TV. So I'm glad it didn't. But still, that's what should have happened.
Well, anyway, this is just one disaster after another. So we'll see how this goes. But honestly, I think Andre would do well to get over whatever he got to get over with Charlie and vice versa, because they have construction / handyman skills. They would work well together as a team. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed.
I don't see Andre being anything called a realtor. No.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get a message letting you know I start. I'm sorry, Yanni. Didn't Heidi say that when that happens, just unsubscribe and resubscribe and then turn back on the alerts or something? YouTube is so messed up, Yanni. I don't know. If it
They come out
continues
late.
though, yeah.
They come out late.
But she's saying she didn't get a message at all.
I got mine, but it was like 3 minutes after we started.
Okay. I got one too, but I don't know when it started. Sorry about that, Yanni. At the same time, guys. Okay, so Pearl says at the same time, guys, Andre is not a pushover because Libby's family are going to make him that intern that gets the coffee. Why not? Everybody has to start somewhere.
My whole thing is, if you're gonna pay me to get coffee, you best believe I'm getting me a coffee and a breakfast sandwich. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Does Andre have experience in real estate? No, he just got his license, probably hasn't sold a damn thing, doesn't have any listings. And that's the whole point. He doesn't have experience in anything. He doesn't have experience in being a realtor. He doesn't know how to flip a house. He doesn't know the market. He doesn't know the comp set. He doesn't even know what his role is in this family business. Hey, Ablavi. Yanni says he's better off working for someone else prior, but to me, it's all for the show. I agree. I just feel like Andre needs to humble himself just a little bit. He doesn't know anything. He's like an apprentice. Just saying. Anywho, anything else about this stupid show?
No, that's it. It was, like I said, it was decent. I mean, I think with this particular iteration of 90 Day, they have too many couples we don't care about. Like, for me, you could have cut out half of these people and give me, like, an Omar and Avery. Give me, who else do we care about? Is anybody else we care about? Give me a Kenny and Armando. Where are they going to? Where are they doing? Who else? I'm trying to think who else do we care about?
I don't know. I don't think we care about anybody.
Yeah, those two come to mind first. I mean, because as it stands, with all these unnecessary couples, I almost would rather watch a episode of Darcy and Stacey.
Mm,
Because at least they entertain. They're at least entertaining. They're shenanigans. At least they're entertaining.
really?
To me, because it's all shenanigans. It's like it's gonna fall apart at some point. So you just watch for that point. And I want to meet the dad's fiance,
Oh,
who's in Japan. You know what
who's
I
in
mean?
Japan?
His fiance, Darcy and
Who?
Stacey's dad's fiance.
I thought she was in China with him.
Is it China or Japan? I know she's in Asia.
Because he works in China.
It's China. Okay, sorry, not Japan. Everybody, China.
Oh,
So yeah, I want to meet the. I want to meet the. I want to meet what you call the fiance. She could do a 90-day. Something like that.
that'd be good. You
And
think
live
the
in the house,
dad would be up on that?
and then they could live in the house with the ex-wife. That would be a show.
No, he needs to buy like a mini mansion and all of them come up in there and
Right.
live.
That's what I'm saying.
And bring back the twins' ex-husbands.
That would be man. And then Pearl said Lauren and Alexis, yes. You could
Oh,
bring them back too. Bring back couples we like.
yeah.
I would like to see what Russ and Power are up to. Bring
I
back
don't.
people. I just want to see where they're at now.
I
I'm
don't.
curious.
You know who I'm curious about? Michael and Juliana, the ones that don't want to come
Hold on.
back.
Remember, I said that, and you said, "Well, no," because you had to get into how he actually met her.
No, I would be interested
Okay.
to see them now, but the reason why we never gonna is because we came too close to him
Right.
and his purchase that initial meeting. So they're never gonna come back. But I would want to see how that that's the ultimate come up right there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But yeah, I think I would be interested in seeing the couples that don't want to come back because they got something to hide.
Right.
I want to see that.
Right. I would like to see Biniam and Ariana come back to see how they've progressed.
Who was it who did a interview? Heidi did an interview with her.
Mm-hmm.
She's still in Ethiopia, looking so cute.
She is. She's looking
She's
refreshed
looking
too.
so cute. Yeah, like all the stress from the show is off of her.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's finally assimilated and settled down. And they're still together. And even Wish is like semi decent. Who knew? But yeah, that was a nice interview. Like even them, I would be interested in.
I watched one episode, Pro. I haven't watched episode 2 yet.
Ready to Love, Ready. Wait, what?
On Netflix.
What's Ready to
Netflix.
Did I watch that? I don't know.
I don't think so. Maybe
Wait,
you did.
Ready to Love is on Netflix? I thought that was on regular TV.
No, I think it's on Netflix. It's the one where
Love is Blind is Netflix.
Love is Blind. Got it.
Right. Ready to Love is on We.
Is it?
No, Own.
I have to look it up.
Okay, Ready to Love. Okay. Pearl, you recommend too many shows with the word love in it and we confused.
Man. We could do like We TV Thursdays with Mama June and Ready to Love.
You giving me another show to watch?
I don't know. It's on OWN. We don't have an OWN day. That's too bad.
Oh.
Anywho,
yeah.
So are we good with this? Like I said, back to it. Like too many couples we don't care about. Give us a couples we do care about.
Yeah. Or at least storylines that are plausible.
Right. Agreed.
Okay, guys, this was 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Season 6, Episode 4, Damage Control. In my opinion, the damage is done. This was trash. Good luck to Angela. Hope she wakes up. Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Until next time.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.